Regardless of how you feel about Teofimo Lopez, whether you think he's annoying, a racist, or just a clown who likes to talk a lot, the one thing in my opinion that I think most would agree on is the fact that he knows how to market himself and his brand as a fighter. The takeover seems to be in full effect, and the reason I say that is because all of a sudden people seem to be dumbfounded and perplexed that Teo and Boots Ennis are actually negotiating a fight with DAZN and ESPN willing to do a joint pay-per-view in the event that the fight is made. I'm guessing most just figure Lopez has been blowing smoke or literally as high as a kite for pursuing a fight with Bud Crawford all this time, right? Like, there's no way this boy's serious about making a move to 147, and he must be trolling on some Ryan Garcia power trip, right? However, if this matchup with Ennis is made official and the date is confirmed, a lot of people will have to eat crow and rub your eyes a few times, man, because that would mean that it is indeed real and that this dude wasn't woofing. Even if it is Ennis instead of Crawford, Teofimo following through with this fight would mean one, if not three things. One, Lopez definitely knows what lane he has to open if he wants to rack up on a nice payday. Two, he's confident in his abilities and actually believes he can beat one of these guys at a higher weight class. And three, he wants to beat Canelo, bro. Yeah, like I really believe it. As delusional as that may seem, I'm of the notion that Teofimo and his pops feel that he can reach the level of a Canelo Alvarez. Now, do they have reason to be optimistic? Maybe. I mean, who am I to say no? Teofimo is arguably a one-time undisputed champ if the WBC doesn't create the franchise belt. And if Josh Taylor was still the title holder of all the belts at 140, that would have made Teo a two-time undisputed champion in a very short amount of time, officially leaving him to be a two-time lineal champion. Hey, love him or hate him, those are the facts. So when you see Teofimo Sr. going to Canelo's trainer Eddie Reynoso for help, it's not only because he feels that his son needs someone in this corner that can actually keep him disciplined or tap into his killer instinct. I mean, yeah, those are definitely valid reasons and very important, but it's also because they believe Canelo is the best. Eddie Reynoso is the best. And what do you do when you want to become the best? You go to the best to become better. Add that in with the fact that Canelo is this larger-than-life superstar that he is, and that's basically free promotion for someone like Teofimo, who's in that neighborhood of borderline notable fighters like your Terrence Crawfords, Devin Haney's, Earl Spence's, and Boots Ennis's. Because let's face it, most casuals only know these guys by face rather than their actual name. Give or take Devin Haney since his fight with Ryan Garcia. My point is, when Canelo and Crawford are two of the very few modern boxers who moved up in weight and had quicker and somewhat easier success than others as far as accolades are concerned, it's pretty obvious why someone as accomplished as Teo would place himself next to one while willing to stand across from the other. Because again, Teofimo and his pops believe that with Eddie Reynoso in his corner, they can beat anybody. I'm telling you, this is what's going on, bro. Teofimo has always had this freakish power, and the motherfucker was never really a small lightweight. Like, bro is athletic and is physically built like a tank. No pun intended. And if you paid attention to what his crazy ass father Teofimo Sr. has been saying these past couple years, they've been wanting to move up, man. Yeah, to some 140 seems like the perfect fit, and as much as I agree with that, I don't really think 147 is a bad weight for someone of Teo's structure. The only problem here is thinking that Boots Ennis is some one-trick pony all because of one mediocre performance and that Crawford's age has caught up to him. That isn't the smartest way to go about things and would only have your big Bobby's World head ass looking like a damn fool when you go to 147, get your ass handed to you and start hollering how you dare to be great and how your peers Tank, Haney, and Garcia haven't took the risk you happily volunteered to take. Because when the reality sets in that you are not Canelo Alvarez and that Reynoso isn't just going to have you hopping weight classes like Manny Pacquiao, the last thing we want to see you doing is begging for the Tank fight as your last resort, especially when that's the guy everyone from 135 to 140 claims they would like to face. Yes, I understand that Teo also called out Tank, and last night's Instagram post trolling Tank's most recent comments that he's going to slap Lopez when he sees him, to me is a clear indication that Teo already has plan B in motion. The backup parachute. Luckily for him, Gervonta let it be known that he still wants that fight and is leaving the door open for a possible showdown at 140. However, a lot can change from here to there. So before we jump the gun, somebody better ask Lopez, are you sure you want to go to 147 and do this? Hey, be great. Teofimo, you want to fight Ennis and Crawford? Be great. Crawford, you want to fight Canelo? Be great. Just don't be stupid. Because it wasn't too long ago when Mikey Garcia saw something. You feel me? And let's not even get started on Boo Boo Andrade and David Benavidez. All in all though, I don't knock Teo for not only willing to test himself, but basically being strategic enough to get in where you fit in from a business standpoint, while simultaneously building his resume with the aspirations of victory. Because make no mistake about it, this dude thinks he's gonna beat Ennis, and his confidence in this most recent tweet is pretty transparent. So there should be respect there, and rightfully so. I will say this though, if Team Lopez is for real, if they're really determined, then Boots better watch himself, because they may just know something the rest of us don't, and that can make things highly interesting here. Call it clout chasing, call him crazy, call it whatever the fuck you want to call it, bruh. At the end of the day, stranger things have happened. At this point, I'm just hoping Boots doesn't fumble the bag, because you can only use that rumors and I didn't know about any negotiations narrative once, my dude. And it also makes one wonder just how long these negotiations have really been going on. Could this be the reason Ennis and Hearn bailed on the Ortiz matchup? Were they licking their chops at a Teofimo fight under everyone's nose the whole time? Now, there are no excuses for ducking whatsoever, because a man keeps his word, but moving up to 154 for Ortiz on the Turks card in February, or staying at 147 for Lopez on pay-per-view at a later date, is definitely a conversation that can be had. Pop off.